Okay, let me walk you through the food forest. Food forest, also known as edible landscaping, kind of one and the same thing. So in this food forest, we have all kinds of stuff. Over here we have some rhubarb. Got a big crab apple right there, mature crab apple. Got strawberries planted right down there. There's some more strawberries right over here. Got a columnar apple tree right there. Another columnar apple tree right there. I'm obviously just pointing out all the edible things in this garden. More rhubarb. Back here I've got grapevines all along this fence, all the way down. You can see down there around the corner. Right here we have a apple tree guild. A guild is basically a system where you plant beneficial plants that will help, companion plants that will help benefit the primary plant, which is the apple tree. So I have rhubarb, walking onions, yarrow, comfrey. All these things will help this apple tree to survive and protect it from pests. That's called a guild. More grapes there. Have another guild here. This is a pear tree, pear guild. Got the same stuff going on down there to protect it from pests and such. Over here is the chicken coop. I set up this whole system basically around this chicken coop. So now this food forest is mature enough that I can let the chickens out and they can come and run around out here and peck through everything and fertilize and eat worms and bugs and pests. So the way it works is if you just let them out all the time, chickens will just destroy everything. They'll just scratch everything apart. But if you let them out like 2 hours before the sun goes down, they'll come out, they'll run around, they'll do their thing, and then they will go back in the coop at night to be safe, and then you close the coop up. And that way you keep them from destroying your food forest by controlling them. Everything in this food forest is perennial, meaning it grows back on its own every year like a fruit tree, except for this area right here. This is an annual garden bed, and this year we have potatoes planted in here. So this is the only area where you have to work it up every year. Other than that, everything else just grows on its own every year. Right there we have a big honeyberry shrub. Here's a Viking aronia. Back here we have another apple tree right there and another pear tree behind it. Up there on the arbor I got some grapes growing, and to the left there's a plum tree. Got a little hazelnut shrub growing right there in the middle of the annual vegetable bed here. Another apple tree right there. Got a big Nanking cherry shrub growing right there. Elderberry over here. Down here I got some asparagus going. It's kind of gone to fern right now. It's kind of at the end of its season, but back here I have another pear guild going. And another Nanking cherry right there, another honeyberry right there. This is a big mature apple tree that gives off a lot of apples every year. Over here I got some raspberries, elderberry. On this side I got some walking onions, another elderberry over there, some more grapes on the fence. And this is a cherry tree guild. Down here I got some Jerusalem artichoke going with more elderberry behind it. Got some horseradish growing right there. On this side you've got some more asparagus right there. More Jerusalem artichoke, raspberries. More rhubarb. Got some yarrow going here. More walking onions, rhubarb. Big thing of comfrey right here. Just quick thing about comfrey. Comfrey is a dynamic accumulator, it's called. It has like a 12-foot taproot, goes down deep, collects all the minerals that the rain has leached down into the soil, deep down in the soil. And those roots from the comfrey collect all those minerals, bring them up into the leaves, and then what you do is you take this comfrey and you do what's called a chop and drop. You just chop it and then drop it at the feet of your fruit tree. So I'll do that again. Chop and drop, and then that makes a natural mulch right there to protect your fruit tree. And then that comfrey will break down, and the minerals that have been drawn up deep out of the soil are now available for that fruit tree to take into it, so you'll have nutrient-rich fruit. That's kind of a cool little system. So over here we got more raspberries that are actually ripe, and a big, huge elderberry at the end here. Over here we got more raspberries with a little patch of Jerusalem artichoke. And if you're unfamiliar with Jerusalem artichoke, those are basically perennial like potatoes. They don't taste like potatoes, but they get a tuber underneath in the ground like a potato. So you dig up those tubers and slice them up and saute them in garlic butter, and they're pretty tasty. So there you go. That is the food forest. And this looks like a lot of work, but it's really not. It was a lot of work getting everything planted, but at this point, really all I do is I probably go through and mow this walkway once a week with a push mower, so 10-15 minutes. And then probably once a month I go through with the weed whacker, and you can see like over here, got some weeds that are starting to kind of get out of control a little bit right there. Just go through and with the weed whacker, probably once a month, maybe half hour, 45 minutes. So other than harvesting, there's really not a lot of work to this food forest.